The recycled air of the Biodome Park hummed with a low, constant thrum, a familiar counterpoint to the crunch of gravel under Elias's boots. His old golden retriever, Barnaby, ambled beside him, his tail giving a slow, rhythmic thump against Elias's leg. Barnaby's muzzle was a distinguished gray, his movements a little stiffer than they used to be, but his eyes still held the same gentle, unwavering devotion. A trio of Xylosians approached, their scaled bodies glinting under the artificial sunlight. They were a local nuisance, known for their boorish behavior and sneering contempt for off-worlders. Elias kept his gaze fixed on the path ahead, his hand resting reassuringly on Barnaby's broad back. The Xylosians, however, seemed intent on an audience. They swaggered closer, their guttural clicks and hisses filling the air. "Look at the soft skin with his overgrown rodent," one sneered, its forked tongue flicking out. Elias tightened his jaw, urging Barnaby forward. Barnaby, sensing Elias's tension, let out a low whine, pressing closer to his side. "Your pathetic animal cowers," another hissed, its voice like grinding stones. "You should end its useless life. Sell it for meat in the markets." Elias ignored the taunts, his focus solely on reaching the quieter section of the park where they could sit by the simulated waterfall. Then, a sharp crack echoed through the otherwise peaceful air. Elias's head snapped up. One of the Xylosians, with a cruel flick of its wrist, had struck Barnaby across the snout. Barnaby yelped, stumbling back, his tail tucked between his legs. In that instant, something primal surged through Elias. The gentle hum of the park faded, replaced by a roaring in his ears. His movements became a blur. Before the Xylosians could even register what was happening, Elias had moved. A swift, precise strike to the first Xylosian's throat sent it gasping. A powerful shove sent the second sprawling, its limbs flailing uselessly. The third, realizing its mistake, tried to retreat, but Elias was already there, his hand closing around its neck with bone-crushing force. A single, decisive movement, and the threat was neutralized. Silence descended again, broken only by Barnaby's pained whimper. Elias's heart hammered against his ribs, but the rage was already receding, replaced by a wave of concern. He knelt beside his dog, his hands gentle as he examined Barnaby's injured snout. "It's okay, boy," he murmured, his voice thick with emotion. "You're safe now." Barnaby licked his hand weakly, his tail giving a tentative thump. Elias pulled him close, burying his face in the familiar, fluffy comfort of his dog's thick fur, the Xylosians already forgotten. He stood up and continued his walk, Barnaby happily wagging beside him. Eventually, the galaxy will learn to never harm a human's dog. The Xylosians certainly did.